My name is Rob Misselbrook. I live just outside Falmouth and I run my own venture capital company.
My name is Matthew McAvoy. I live just outside Redruth and I remove tattoos for a living. From the very beginning, before the word Brexit even actually existed, the entire process to me has meant complete catastrophe. It's been a complete disaster. It always looked like a complete disaster from the minute it started. For me, it's been a process of just heartbreaking destruction of so many things. Communities destroyed, families destroyed, businesses destroyed. Disaster.
That's a fairly fair analysis of, I think, what it could be. What Brexit means to me is taking back control. That's really, I think, the essence of what it was trying to do. And I think that actually is quite long overdue. I think what we're seeing at the moment in the UK is just the pendulum swinging, snapping back into more of the nation states being in control. Like how it's going and some of its ramifications, I agree, are not ideal at all.
Do you feel any irony? Because taking back control has been used quite considerably. Do you feel any irony in the fact that taking back control, we're taking back that control into our parliament? That is an absolute shambles at the moment and has taken no control of the process, has taken no control of any of this from the beginning. We had part of that control process and that was governed by 700 other people as well, or 675, I mean the exact numbers. And what we've got instead is that's come back to our parliament that have done nothing from day one but prove themselves to be completely incapable of taking back control.
We just so happen to have, in my view, the worst Tory leader, the worst Labour leader and the worst parliament ever. And I think Anne Whittaker was saying this last night, and I think she encapsulated that very well to sort out this fundamental issue. And it really all stemmed from May calling a general election when she had a majority and losing it. We're not stuck forever with these Muppets. Things will move and things will progress. But what I do fundamentally believe absolutely is that our democracy in the UK, with the mother of all parliaments, and it is played out in front of us. It is there in its raw form on both benches, knocking back and forth. And there's nothing to hide there. And sometimes it's uncomfortable for sure. Our democracy is very, and the same with the US, and Brexit and Trump are the same thing, right? In my view.
I love the way that you put Brexit and Trump together.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the same thing.
Two loads of nonsense.
Yeah, but
just clownage, utter clownage.
Yeah, but what's driving that? Why do people vote for Trump and why do people vote for Brexit?
Lies and fear. There is not one. I have yet to meet one single person, actual person. I'm saying normal, but you know what I mean. You know, your average Joe that has got one single ounce of understanding as what their vote meant. We've all seen the headlines that were just total lies that were fed preceding that. Who ever dictated to us how bent a banana could be? No one. It was a Boris joke that's become enshrined in our psyche, that the EU attempting to control how bent your bananas can be, which is rubbish. That was never even discussed. It's just nonsense. It was a joke that a clown told. People voted leave because they believed that we could decide how bent our bananas were. They vote leave because they believed that it would give us back control of how many people came to the country and how long they came here for. Nobody told them that we already had that control. You know, there aren't queues of people queuing up, being beaten out of jobs by European, mainland European nationals. They're just not. There's no migrant workers fighting people out of jobs. There are employers choosing to take people for their own reasons. That's not going to be fixed by Brexit.
If Brexit happens in a room, all we're talking about is the agreement to get into the room, right? And that's the crazy thing. And Parliament not being able to work it out is, I think we will get there eventually, and our parliamentary system will do it, and it's painful, and it's out in the open, and it's raw, but that's British politics. Where we go from there, it's anybody's guess. And
they were fed headline. Really?
I just think.
Hang on for me 1 second, sir.
That's too simple. I think that you're assuming people don't understand these things. You're assuming.
I'm not assuming anything at all.
Senior businessmen that I know who are really smart guys who deal with foreign currency voted Brexit because.
Sure, but not 17.4 million of them. There aren't 17.4 million really smart businessmen in the country. Force-fed, actual front pages from actual UK newspapers in the run-up to Brexit. EC regulations to ban playgrounds. Total lie. Daily Express.
But you're assuming people believe this. You're assuming people believe the Daily Mail.
Hang on. EU may try to ban sweet and toy adverts. The Times.
But again, it's all may and might, and this is...
Brussels bans barmaids from showing cleavage.
So let's look at...
No may or might.
Yeah, hey, come on, the media. This is a journalist's point of view. What's the journalist's first job?
Oh, the journalist's first job. So are you suggesting that those headlines don't influence people's feeling towards the EU?
Who knows?
Oh, come on, of course you know.
How many were
Why did they buy the newspaper?
How many were pro? Come on, you read The Sun, people titillate over it. Do they really buy everything as it's a journalist view?
Drip feed, drip, absolutely. And it's not The Sun, is it? Plot to axe British number plates. All the EU to ban church bells. Daily Telegraph. EU to ban church bells. Not EU to discuss.
Yeah.
EU to ban. That has to have a drip, drip, drip effect.
Look, what effect it has, who knows?
Well, I do, and so do you, if you're honest. You know, if you drip information into someone, you know full well.
But you're assuming that people...
Campaign of hearts and minds, that...
This is politics, I mean, you know...
No, this is the media. Yeah. EU to stop binge drinking by slapping extra tax on our booze. Yeah. You tell me that when your man on a building site reading The Sun reads that, didn't go, well, stuff that. They're not telling me what I can drink or not.
But, you know...
Tell me that that's what happened. Nobody sat down, read that headline and went, well, you know, it's fair enough because, you know...
You can take the Tory manifesto from 97 or the Labour manifesto from 81. You know, there are...
These are directly in the run-up to Brexit. This is during the campaign.
We have one of the freest presses in the world. Do I disagree with them on a regular basis? Of course I do, but my God, I love the fact that they're free and they can print stuff.